Welcome back to another team selection video for Game Week 12. So Game Week 11 has ended and we are already looking at Game Week 12 because Game Week 12 is just around the corner and it's going to be a midweek games. And so you have to do all your transfer latest by 18 October, Tuesday UK time, 6 PM. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about my strategy on how I plan to navigate this around this Game Week 12 Man City and Arsenal blank, and also show you my team selection for Game Week 12. So my Game Week 11 results are great with 53 points and a green arrow. Right now my overall rank is around 61k in the world. I would say I'm pretty satisfied with how the season has gone so far. I think the next Game Week 12 will be the key factor for many FPL players in playing this game. Because whoever plays the right strategy for Game Week 12 is going to get a leapfrog in rank. So for my Game Week 11 results, I sub in Ward for Pope because I think that Manchester United is going to get at least 2 goals or more against Newcastle, but I was very wrong in this prediction because Newcastle did very well against Manchester United in defense and got a clean sheet, right? So, but Ward still got a clean sheet against Crystal Palace, so in the end, it doesn't really matter much. And then of course we have Trippier, who also got that clean sheet points too. In my defense, I brought in Johnny because I feel I need cover for both James and Mitrovic in case both got injured. Obviously, Johnny came into the team to replace James and he got a 6 pointers and I'm pretty happy about. And Andrews just sit on the bench with an assist, which is just so frustrating. I never thought he's going to give us 2 returns 2 weeks in a row. And then we heard the news about James is going to be out for at least 8 weeks all the way until after the World Cup. So we definitely will need to look at other options to replace James too. And then the funny thing is that we saw Nico Williams actually starts, and the weird thing is we don't even see Sergio Aurier on the bench, and there's no report that he's injured on right now. I don't know whether Nico Williams is going to start in Game Week 12, but we have bigger problems to deal with right now because James is injured and Maddison is suspended. So I'm probably going to keep him in my team for Game Week 12 because I don't feel the need to take a -4 to replace Nico Williams because right now there's not a lot of 4 millions budget defenders going on here, and so I'm actually taking a gamble here hoping Nico Williams will start on Game Week 12. Now let's talk a little bit about Maddison. Before the game he was on 4 yellow cards, so in the last minute he tries luck and he dived in the penalty box with absolutely 0 contact at all, and then he picked up a yellow card for diving and he got suspended for Game Week 12. I don't know what to say, man. I just feel this is a stupid decision from Maddison. I'm not happy right now because now I have an additional problems to deal with. And elsewhere, we also see Zaha continue to struggle in the match against Leicester. He kind of lost that spark he has at the start of the season. So he only got 1 assist in 4 games in the past 4 game weeks, which meant that he's not doing so well right now. And then we have Martinelli, whose team just narrowly got a 1-0 win against Leeds, who has a dominant side of the game in the second half. And of course, we have our 2 strikers, Mitrovic and Solanke. Both got attacking returns. Mitrovic did well and scored in a penalty. Then Solanke was absolutely phenomenal in a goal and assist. It's a great feeling to see 2 of the players performing so well in the same match against each other. And of course, Liverpool just won 1-0 to Man City. A bit disappointed that Haaland didn't score despite a few opportunities for haters in the first half, and in that game Cancelo made one fatal mistake which leads to the goal. It was a long ball sent by goalkeeper Maddison, which he failed to deal with it firsthand, and Salah was just there to capitalize on the mistake. A bit unfortunate, but I was hoping that Cancelo would start on the left instead of the right, because he seems to be more comfortable and dangerous on the left. And that basically sums up my Game Week 11 results. So we had 2 free transfer for this Game Week 12, and last week I was almost on the verge of using my 2 transfer, but in the end I decided to keep 1 transfer just in case I need it for Game Week 12. And then we have the issue that James is now injured until after the World Cup, and Maddison picking up a yellow card and got suspended, so I'm happy with my decision to keep that 1 transfer in my pocket. So now I'm gonna start with my Game Week 12 team selection, followed up by my 2 transfer that I plan to make at the end of this video. And without further ado, let's review my team right now. So first up, for my keeper, we have Nick Pope. We know Everton is a defensive team and it's a home fixture for Pope, so the chances of getting clean sheet is very high. And in comparison to Danny Ward is playing against Leeds, which did very well against Arsenal in the second half of last game. They almost got a goal against Arsenal if only Patrick Bamford scored a penalty. So it seems like Ward is going to concede some goals to Leeds. Up next in defense, we have Johnny. Johnny is playing against a Crystal Palace side which kind of lack that creativity to create that assists or goals that Crystal Palace needs so badly in recent game weeks. And Wolves will also welcome back Nathan Collins, who did really well in defense for the first few game weeks before the red card against Man City. With Nathan Collins back in the team for game week 12, there's a high chance for Johnny to get a clean sheet too. So it's not actually a bad game for Johnny too. Up next, we have Nico Williams. It's not ideal to play Nico Williams this game weeks, but we don't really have a choice here. We have to manage our expectation here. Brighton at home is just too strong for Forest, and Forest is not going to get a clean sheet. I'm also not sure whether Nico Williams is going to start in this game because his position is under threat from Sergio Aurier. I'm also not taking a -4 for Nico Williams because right now there's not a lot of good 4 million defenders on the market, so we just have to hope for the best here. Up next in defense, we have Trippier. When we look at Trippier, we're not just looking for clean sheet against defensive team like Everton, we are also looking for goals and assists. Every time Trippier take a free kick or a corner, you just had that feeling that he's gonna score or assist that next one. So I feel really confident in this pick here. Next we have Reece James. So we know that James is injured for 2 months and he won't be back until after the World Cup. So I'll be transferring James out for another defender. And then in midfield, we also have James Maddison, who is suspended. So we have two options right now for Maddison. We can either sell him or replace him with someone who is playing in game week 12, or we can just hold him until game week 13 when he's back. The only problem with holding him is from game week 13 until game week 16, he's playing Wolves, Man City, Everton and West Ham. Defensively, I would say Wolves and Everton has been amazing. The game against Man City is just too difficult for Maddison to get any attacking returns. And West Ham seems to be back on track with last 3 games unbeaten. So all these games seems to be a little bit difficult for Leicester. So I decided to transfer him out for another midfielder too. Up next in my midfield we have Andrews. Andrews has been consistent and getting that attacking returns for 2 games in a row. A home game against Aston Villa is not difficult at all, so there's a real possibility that Andrews may get some attacking returns in this game. And Aston Villa is not doing so well at the moment, only 2 wins out of 10 games, and they have difficulty scoring goals too, so Andrews may also get that clean sheet points on top of that attacking returns. And then we have Martinelli in midfield. I know Martinelli is going to blank in game week 12, but Arsenal fixture from game week 13 to 16 is just too good to ignore. From game week 13 onwards, they play Southampton, Forest, Chelsea and Wolves. In these 4 games, only Chelsea looks really difficult. The rest of the game looks easy for Arsenal. So I'm taking a risk and holding Martinelli for game week 12 even when he blanks. And last in my midfield, we have Zaha. In terms of Zaha, I'm not so happy about the performance of Zaha in the past few game weeks. It seems like Zaha has lost his form, only 1 assist in the past 4 game weeks, and it's not looking too good right now. Next game is against Wolves. It's going to be a difficult game because with Nathan Collins back in the Wolves team, there's a real possibility that Wolves may get a clean sheet against Crystal Palace side. So once again, we can only hope for the best here. Up next in my forward line, we have Mitrovic. We saw Mitrovic score a penalty against Bournemouth. He also played for 90 minutes too, so you expect Mitrovic to be fit to start against Aston Villa. And last we have Solanke. In terms of Solanke, he has been doing well so far, 1 goal and 3 assists in the past 2 game weeks, and he's facing off against an off-formed Southampton side who has been poor lately in past recent game weeks. So I feel good about this pick here, and I'm quite positive that Solanke will get some attacking returns here. And in the bench, we have Ward, Haaland, De Bruyne and Cancelo. I'm benching Ward because I don't think he's going to get a clean sheet against an attacking Leeds side who almost got an equalizer against Arsenal in the last game. So I feel Pope is a better option right here. And then we have our 3 Man City players on the bench because they are blanking in game week 12. So obviously I've already made the 2 transfer that I needed, which is Trossard and Cody, into my team prior to making this video. So I just want to show my rationale and my strategy looking ahead long term from game week 12 to game week 16, so that we know that in game week 12 that Arsenal and Man City players are blanking. So we also know that James and Maddison are out for game week 12 because Maddison got suspended and James got injured. So ideally we want to look at players to replace both James and Maddison. So right here you can see that in terms of Cody wise, he's a fantastic options because in terms of the fixture of Everton, they're playing Crystal Palace at home, Fulham, Leicester, Bournemouth. I would argue that all these games, apart from Newcastle, which is slightly a little bit difficult, the rest of the fixture looks okay and looks decent enough to get a clean sheet. So there's a potential for Everton players to get something in return here. And then if you look at Trossard, he's acting like a 1 week punt because he's playing Nottingham Forest in the next game. But obviously I'm going to transfer him out from game week 13 to someone like Xhaka from Arsenal. And then from game week 14, I'm looking at transferring De Bruyne out for Foden, because in game week 14, Foden is going to play against Leicester, and Foden is in a very advanced position right now. So he's going to be up there attacking with Haaland side by side, and he's going to score goals and assists against a weak and off-form Leicester City. And of course, if you could look at game week 15 to 16, we also see that Mitrovic from game week 15 to 16 is against Man City and Man U, which is very difficult game. So I will be looking to transfer out Mitrovic out to someone like Harry Kane, because Harry Kane seems neon and he's on form. And if you look at the fixture of Harry Kane in 15 and 16, he's playing Liverpool at home, which I would argue that even though you say that Liverpool is a good team, but I mean, at home against Liverpool, Spurs and Liverpool tends to have a high scoring match. So you could argue that Harry Kane could get something here in return. And then in terms of Leeds, they're just a potential punching bag for Spurs to get something out here. So in summary, I'm going to transfer James and Maddison out for Cody and Trossard, and then I'm going to hold Martinelli for future game weeks. And for the captain armband, let's put it on Trossard because he's playing Forest and it is a good fixture for Trossard to get some attacking returns here. And for vice captain, I'm putting it on Solanke because he's playing against an off-form Southampton side. So this is my team selection for game week 12. If you like my video, please consider giving me a like and thumbs up, and subscribe to this channel for future FPL content too. Do take note that the game week 12 transfer deadline will close on 18 October, Tuesday UK time 6 PM. So please remember to do all your transfer before that time. And lastly, I wish you all the best for game week 12, and I will see you in the next video.